The Thunder are pretty heavy favorites to win the NBA Finals against the Pacers, and it's good, sound logic because at a team level, the point differential per 100 versus top 10 teams in point differential is crazy on their side. The Thunder ranked second with a plus 7.6 point differential in said games, whereas the Pacers are seventh with a neutral 0 point differential. And believe it or not, the Thunder, of course, have the better defense per 100. They are a historically great defense. So that's not, surprising at all. But what is surprising is the Thunder rank third in this ranking for offense, whereas the Pacers are 10th. So there's not too much of an edge to be had anywhere against this Thunder team. The Thunder rely less on transition than the Pacers do. Both rely on it a heavy amount, though. So that's something that typically doesn't translate super well into the playoffs, but it's translated pretty well for both of them to this point. The next thing is just player matchup wise. Shea Gilgis Alexander is as good as it gets in the NBA. The rival for him is Nikola Jokic, of course. They're pretty darn similar. You could make arguments for either way. I think Shea was the best player in the league this year, not just because of the team wins, but I just think his entire body of work, being the best scorer in the league, super, super efficient, a great defender, can play make, doesn't turn the ball over, can even get you an offensive rebound a game, which has some really good value. There's nothing to suggest he's not just about as good as it gets. Whereas Tyrese Halliburton, a superstar top 10 player for sure, not the level of scorer that Shea is. So that requires some support to insulate around Halliburton. And he's a bit deficient defensively as well, where he's not a bad defender, but he's just nowhere near the tier one type of defender that Shea is. So having the best player in the series helps a ton. And the Thunder have the best Robin, I would say, as well. Jalen Williams has been a bit spotty throughout the playoffs, but so is Pascal Siakam. There'll be games where Siakam has like 16 points, or there'll be games where he has 30 points. So it does balance out in that regard. Jalen Williams, pretty much the same level of scorer that Siakam is, but I like Jalen Williams a fair bit more defensively. Siakam's not a bad defender by any stretch, but I think Williams is just a better version of Siakam, where Siakam is a bit taller and a bit heavier, so he can take on the bigger players better. But Jalen Williams, I think, is just a better overall defender. He is nasty on defense. He's a bit better of a playmaker, too, I feel. So though Siakam can do the bigger things better, like get you an extra offensive rebound a game than Williams can, I like Williams as the number two a bit more than Siakam. So that's something that's really in favor of the Thunder is the top talent is really in their favor. Another thing that's super good for the Thunder is that again with Tyrese Halliburton, not a bad defender, but definitely the worst defender that's in the starting lineup for either team. The Thunder have no one to pick on. There's of course going to be some matchups like Shea defending Siakam, where Siakam's 30 pounds heavier than Shea. So even if you're a great defender, if you're 30 pounds lighter, shorter, and less athletic than the guy you're guarding, that can be really difficult. But just looking at the players as a whole, Halliburton is not the level of defender that's going to give too much resistance to Shea or Jalen Williams. So he can be attacked a fair bit, whereas no one on the Thunder really can. Everybody is great defensively. Isaiah Hartenstein would be the closest thing to a weakness for the Thunder defensively if he gets matched up against Halliburton, say. But the Thunder don't need to have Hartenstein out there if he's not productive because they have such great depth. They could put in Caruso or Wallace or even Wiggins for some shooting in place of Hartenstein and play Chet as the true five. So they have versatility on their side. The Pacers, of course, have great versatility as well. But I like the options the Thunder have where they can go big or small. The Pacers kind of just play at the same size for the most part. Bradley is not much of a option as a big. He's played all right against the Knicks in some minutes, but overall, I like what the Thunder can do size wise more, even if there are going to be some disadvantages like Dort and Williams being a little bit undersized for Siakam. Another thing the Thunder have in their favor, they do have the historic defense that I mentioned, and it's not just point of attack defenders. It's the fact that even if you get past the first wave of defense for the Thunder, they're so quick and they're so aware that they're going to contest everything. So Chet Holmgren, great rim protector, can block basically any shot. He's super long, super tall, super agile. So even if you get past Lou Dort, which is a tall task, or Jalen Williams, say, you have Chet waiting for you, or Hartenstein, or even Jalen Williams as a good help defender for his size, and that pays off to the tune of the Thunder having the second best opponent field goal percentage within 6 feet of the basket. The Pacers have a good defense in said area as well, but not quite as good. They're 10th, which is in large part due to Miles Turner being a good rim protector and Pascal Siakam being a good help defender. Neither team has great offensive rebound prospects, but the Thunder have better prospects there because the Thunder are 21st in offensive rebounding percentage, the Pacers are 29th. So that's kind of a good benchmark to have for rebounding as a whole. The Thunder are going to be more likely to get the offensive rebounds than the Pacers are because the Pacers are about as bad as it gets for offensive rebounding. And the Thunder, they're bad, but they're not, unbearably bad. What's crazy too is the Thunder are actually advantageous from three as well. So it's a lot of different aspects going in favor of them. They're sixth in 3 points made and sixth in percentage as well. So they're very consistent on what they do. Threes, the Pacers are 16th in 3 pointers made and ninth in percentage. So the Thunder are better in both regards, pretty heavily so in 3 pointers made. So there's a lot to like for this Thunder team. The bench unit is pretty, comparable. Both have great depth, but I do favor a bit the Thunders because I think there are some weaknesses. They're not super balanced for the Pacers, with Benedict Mathurin being a defensive weakness. No one on the Thunder is a real weakness defensively. Aaron Wiggins is as close as it gets, I would say, and Isaiah Joe, but Joe's probably not going to play too much. Wiggins isn't a bad defender. He's nowhere near as bad as Mathurin is, so it's not really an issue. But I do like, the elite presence of Caruso, the elite presence of Wallace. Take Wiggins as a shooter over Mathurin, and that's the main thing Mathurin offers. So I do like the bench for the Thunder more. And that's just really going to help because the Pacers have gotten by a lot because they have great depth. And I like the Thunder's depth more than what the Pacers have. So that's a nice advantage. So there's a lot that goes in favor of the Thunder, and that makes it make sense that they are the favorite in this series. I will be doing a full breakdown after this. I've gone over why the Pacers can upset the Thunder. This is, of course, why the Thunder are the favorites. I'll be doing my prediction shortly after. So there's going to be a lot of content on the channel. I'll be reacting to games as they transpire if there's anything notable going on in them, which I would imagine it is. It's the NBA Finals after all. Those are my thoughts on why the Thunder are the favorites. Be sure to let me know what yours are in the comment section. And also be sure to like and subscribe for more NBA and football content.